Okay. All right, great. So we're going to get started with our meeting, and congratulations on making it almost to the end of the year. And thanks for sitting down with me today. And I just would like to go over the observation that I did, and you guys wanted to focus on planning and work time parts of the day with a focus on your adult-child interaction and more conversation strategies during planning. And so the first thing, let's celebrate some of the strengths that I noticed. So I saw that you use a lot of intentional open-ended questions with X.
We do.
Yes. For example, when you asked, how tall do you think your tower could be? Or what might happen if two people climb at the same time? Those really invited him to think deeply and problem solve. How did that feel for you in the moment?
It felt natural. He was really engaged and he had a lot of ideas.
Okay, great. I'm just going to write these things down. I'm actually going to type them, not write them.
That's fair.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Yes, I did notice that. And you connected really well to his plan. You noticed, I love that planning idea that you guys did with the drawing, and you noticed his details and you carried those ideas into the block area. Like the ladder and the people at the top, that's a great example of supporting his representational thinking. And I think that really helped him in that planning process. What do you think?
I do think it helped, and I liked that I saw him go from drawing the line on the paper to making his plan in the block area and use the blocks to make his little tower that he was drawing.
Right. And like just to see that come alive almost, you know? Exactly. You scaffolded his like step-by-step process. And I also noticed how you validated his emotions when the blocks fell, because we know how devastating that can be for kids. And you saying you must be disappointed is such a great response to that interaction. And even if he didn't say anything back, you could just tell by his face. One area I'd love for us to think about together is the vocabulary and peer involvement. So right now, most of the conversation was just between you and X. And then how might we bring other children in the class into this process?
I could probably ask other kids to maybe look at the tower that he drew to see if they could help him.
Yeah.
Or add on to his idea already, just to see if it could become something bigger and better than what it was, just to kind of get them all together and playing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I really like that, because I think some of the other children were making plans, but they really weren't connecting it to following through with it. But that's a great idea. I think sometimes even asking like, who could help with the ladders, or who might climb the tower with your people, can open up the door, for other children to come in and collaborate. With the vocabulary, you are already expanding his language and using words like sturdier and plan. Plan they're used to from planning time, but this was like a plan, like almost like a business plan. What other words could you slip in? Like, maybe balance or structure, foundation. What do you think?
I could try adding one new word every time that we're playing with blocks, just so he has the vocabulary the next time, and then just keep adding from there.
Yeah, that sounds really great. I think that's perfect. And even if you like wrote down that word and had a symbol with it and put it, somewhere close to the block area so he could see that, just small little steps I think would be super helpful. But overall, your interactions were very responsive and intentional, and you really scaffolded what he was doing. So you really encouraged his initiative and planning. So before we close, I just want to talk about a couple more things. Let me see what I have here. Yes, I remember at the beginning of the year, we were really, working on praise because, you said it was really hard for you to not praise. And you have your own kids, and it's, different when you have your own, family and children. And it really, how does it feel to focus less on the praise, less on the good jobs and more on the observations and acknowledgments?
It's different. It's something that I'm still working on because, like you said, as a mom, it's hard to kind of,
Yeah.
Separate the two. But it feels good, and I see that he responds more, and there's more ideas added to it when there's more of a, not a praise, but like a validation.
Yes.
And he feels more confident building and using the words as well.
Yeah, for sure. And I think just by acknowledging those details are so much more valuable to him than just the, judgment of praise.
Mm-hmm.
So you should feel good about like realizing that and how, far you've come with that. Of course, it's never going to be a perfect science, right? But yes, that shift helps. The children stay in control of their learning, and you're already doing it now, and it was just kind of tweaking it a little bit, which really helped. So let's set a next step. So what do you think? Maybe continue the open-ended questioning and trying to bring in peers and expanding their vocabulary, because I feel like the praise versus not praise is I feel like that's good, but I think continuing these open-ended questions, especially during planning time, would really help.
Yeah, I think that that's something that we still need to improve on. It's something that we're noticing that we're doing better with, but there's still also like a little bit of praise that we're trying to eliminate altogether.
For sure. And I think in this Making the Most of Plan, Do, Review book, if you go to the planning time chapter, if you go to pages, I think 49, it gives you some great examples of some open-ended questions that you could use that could really help you, continue to expand that language. So I'm excited to see how this grows with your next interaction. Thanks for meeting today. Any other questions?
I think I'm good.
Okay.
It was nice meeting with you too, Natalie.
Okay, thanks so much.
Yep.
Okay,
Bye.
bye-bye.